Today I'm going to show you how to add contacts to your eEdge database. There are two basic ways to add contacts. One is to add each one manually and individually, and the second way is to import a file, like a CSV file, from your Outlook or Top Producer or whatever database that you had, Excel spreadsheet, for example. So today I'm just going to show you how to do it manually. So we're going to go to Add New Contacts underneath this Contacts drop-down. If you did want to go ahead and import-export, if you did have a large file of contacts, you can click right here on the import-export, and it will kind of walk you through the steps. Now be aware that once you've selected whatever kind of contact list you're going to be putting in, you do have to have specific columns, and they have to be exact in order for it to upload correctly. So if you're having any trouble uploading contacts using a CSV file, make sure you read this informative little article, and then if you still have issues, what you can do is call Market Leader direct. They have a KW hotline. Alright, but we're going to add one manually, so let's go back to Add a Contact. Alright, there are a couple of things that we have to fill out. The person has to have a first and last name, and they have to have an email address. The rest is just superfluous information that you can add if you want to, you don't have to. So I'm just going to put a test person in. We're going to call this person Hank. Alright, now if I wanted to choose what kind of contact this is, for example, it's a buyer or a seller, or it's an agent, I can. I'm going to put Hank in as a buyer. There's some other things that we can add, for example, their status, are they active or sold or whatever. You can put their their company, birth date, anniversaries, things like that, phone number if you'd like to, so you can really keep track of these people. If you do have birthdays, you can keep those and add reminders so that you will remember on their birthday to send them a card, for example, through your eEdge marketing. But what you really have to have is an email address. So I'm just going to put in that fake email address right there in the primary. Alright, if you have a regular address, mailing address, you can put that in there, and secondary details are for example, Hank's wife or a significant other. Alright, the last thing we have to choose down here is between the two emails. I can check this box if I would like to include the contact in the listing alert campaign. Basically what it's going to do is send the contact a series of 3 emails over about 3 weeks that will ask the contact to sign up for listing alerts on your website. So if you'd like to do that, you can go ahead and check it, and if not, leave it unchecked. And the last one is to send a welcome email to the contact. If you check on that, it's going to show you what your welcome message is, and you're welcome to change this welcome message however you'd like to change it. And then go ahead and send it. But I'm not going to send anything to Hank because this is just a fake person. Otherwise, I would suggest that you go ahead and send a welcome email, unless this is a person who you're in contact with and you're just kind of moving their contact information over to your eEdge database, but you don't want to necessarily send them a welcome. Alright, what's really important is after we get in this basic information that we click Save, and then we're going to continue to fill in some information. So as you can see down here, there's nothing else I can do. But once I click the Save button, I'm going to have some more options. So I'm just going to scroll down again. And as you can see, it's given me all of these gray boxes. Alright, so what you can do here in this comments box is you can add a comment about anything you'd like. Now what's great about the comments box is that when you go to search later on through your contacts, so I'm just going to go up here and open up all contacts in a separate tab just so you can see. Alright, as you can see, I have some contacts down here. Now let's say I'm looking for a specific person. For example, it's someone I met at an open house, and I don't remember the person's name. I don't remember, obviously, their phone number or their email address. What I can do is click on More Search Options, and there's a place right here where I can search the comments. So let's say I just remembered that there was someone who came into the open house and we had a great conversation about the Grandeza golf course, and he was a golf pro. Alright, if that's all I remembered about this person, and over here, when I had entered the contact, if I had put in the comment that he's a golf pro, and I had saved that, then later on, when I look him up and I look up golf pro, I'm going to be able to find that person in the comments. And I'll show you that later on once we, well actually, we can do it right now. All right, so let's say I just look up Golf Pro. And here we go. We found one matching contact, which was Hank Tester. So if you're one of those people who remember certain things, but you don't necessarily remember names so well, it's a good idea to add some comments about the contacts that you're adding in so that later on you can find them pretty easily. All right, so let's move on. The second thing is just going to show you emails that you've had back and forth from this contact if you're using your eEdge email. And we're going to leave that. If I want to add a reminder about the contact, for example, a reminder about his birthday, I can do that right here. You just add a new reminder for a specific date and just say it's Hank's birthday. Now remember that with the reminders don't actually alert you to tell you that it's the person's birthday by text or anything like that. You have to actually go into the reminder section to figure out what you need. There we go. Let's just set this. You're actually going to have to go into reminders. So I'll show you over here where we were searching. In the emails and reminders, when we go there, when it is Hank's birthday, it's going to give us a little reminder here. But like I said, you do have to come to this reminder section in order to see the reminder. All right, let's go back and look down a little bit farther. All right, we have two other very important parts that we can fill out. If you have started and you already have some campaigns that are either running or ready to run, what you can do is add this contact directly to campaigns right from here. So you can add each contact as you go along. For example, if I wanted to add Hank to any of these 3 campaigns which are currently active, I can just click on the plus sign next to whichever campaign it is I want to add him to. Now in order to do this, you do have to have campaigns already active. So if you don't, you need to watch the video about how to set up a campaign so that you'll have some active campaigns. All right, so we added Hank to this 12 direct. The last thing we can do is put Hank in a group. So if I already have some groups that I've set up, for example, I have a group of realtors, a group of Bonita buyers, and a group of investors. If Hank is a Bonita buyer, I can go ahead and add him to this group right here so that I don't have to find him and do it later on. If I want to add him to a group that's not here, so I want to create a new group, for example, I can also do that. So let's just add him to the group, for example, golf course communities. So I can create that group. Whoops. All right, and once I've created that group, now he's added to it, and I'll have a new group down here in my groups. All right, so basically that's what you want to do when you're adding contacts. Those are the main points. So first of all, you remember put in their name and their email address, and then after you click save, then go ahead and come down here and fill in the rest of this information.